What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40K and Magic the Gathering. This video is going to be all about explaining 40K to Magic players because there will be a crossover between the two coming out in August. There will be 4 commander decks, each deck pertaining to the Imperium, the Tyranids, Necrons, and Chaos. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and dive in while I'll explain the lore behind the 4 previewed cards found within these commander decks. When it comes to Magic the Gathering, many players do not want other IPs to cross over. The reception of Stranger Things, Walking Dead, My Little Pony, and others have been tremendously negative. They take away from the immersion of the fantasy world, or worlds for that matter, of MTG, and they're right. I mean, who wants their goblin horde to be taken out by an awkward teenager? But sometimes other IPs fit a little bit better, such as the Transformers or Godzilla ones. But when it comes to Warhammer 40K, I feel like this is a bit different. These other IPs were either entire sets or a few brand new cards, where with Warhammer 40K, they are an entire commander deck. This 100 card deck, all flavored with 40K, are meant to be played against one another. The theme, the look, it is all of the Warhammer 40K universe. So, with these 4 commander sets being played against one another, you keep the immersion in by keeping the cards being played exactly how they come out of the decks. No need to mix and match cards from other IPs. You can battle against 4 other players with these decks without doing anything to them and keep the epicness of 40K. Now, if you're an MTG player who's never heard of Warhammer 40,000, let me introduce you to the lore of these 40K cards previewed here so that you'll get a better grasp of the grimdark universe where there is only war. A quick synopsis of the universe of Warhammer can be summed up in one word: hopelessness. In this dystopian future, the humans are scattered across the stars, as aliens, demons, and heretics prey upon them. However, the Emperor of Mankind has created super soldiers to help defend them from all these horrors. They are the Space Marines, but not all have remained loyal to this cause. Many have defected and turned to the Dark Gods, the chaotic gods known as Nurgle, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, and Khorne. Throughout the galaxy, you also have many other aliens, or Xenos as they're known, that can prey upon both Chaos and the humans. These are the Orcs, the Tau, the Eldar, the Necrons, and a few others. Now with this baseline set, let's go ahead and explain the lore behind the 4 previewed cards, starting with the big bad of Warhammer 40K, Abaddon, the Despoiler. Horus Lupercal was one of the 20 Primarchs created by the Emperor himself to lead the legions of Space Marines against the enemies of mankind. He is, in all sense of the word, a demigod, charismatic, smart, expert tactician, an expert warrior, and the favorite son of the Emperor. As strong as he was seduced by the Chaos Gods and revolted along with half of the Primarchs and their legions. This was the Horus Heresy, which failed at the end of the day, and now Abaddon has risen as his successor. While not as powerful as a Primarch, he wields Dracnian, a demon weapon capable of cleaving through any armor and shielding, and then devours the enemy's soul. He has led 13 Black Crusades of death and destruction, and he is a major thorn in the side of the Imperium. He leads all 4 Chaos forces into battle within the Ruinous Powers Commander Precon. We can expect to see Khorne, Tzeentch, Slaanesh, and Nurgle demons all represented here. All of the Chaos Space Marine legions, such as the Thousand Sons, the Death Guard, and the World Eaters, as well as the Emperor's children, will probably also be included. And speaking of the World Eaters, we have another card from this deck to behold: Blood for the Blood God. The flavor of this card is right on the money. Khorne is the god of bloodshed, death, skulls, and just anything that has to do with murder. And this card works perfectly because it reads that for each creature that died this turn, it makes it easier to cast this card. So, step 1, board wipe. Step 2, play this card and prosper. Death brings you power and card draw apparently, and that is going to be really beneficial to you and very detrimental to your enemies because they will also be taking 8 points of damage. This card literally oozes flavor. Next up, we move on to the Space Marine showcased for the forces of the Imperium deck, the Vanguard Suppressors. These are a newer unit for the Space Marines. They are Primaris Marines equipped with jump packs and grav chutes in order to engage heavily armored threats. They lay down a hail of armor-piercing rounds capable of blowing apart enemy infantry or destroying armored vehicles. That being said, I didn't think they quite hit the mark with the flavor on the suppressor. For one, the suppressing fire rule allows you to draw a card as long as you deal damage to a player. And I think they should have gone with, instead of you drawing a card, maybe you tap down one of your enemy's creatures. The lore is you're making your enemies, take cover because you're suppressing fire. It is a flyer, so you will be going over a lot of creatures and hitting your opponents, so you will be drawing cards. And the other cool thing about this is that they have the Squad 2 ability, which if you have the mana, you can create more of these Marines. And honestly, you could bring them in groups of 3 on the tabletop. So, paying 8 mana for 3 of these, I believe they're 3/2 flyers, isn't that bad. Especially when you're going to be drawing cards every time they hit your opponent in the face. So, it's not that flavorful, but pretty good. I mean, I give it maybe a 6 or a 7 out of 10 for the card itself. And then lastly, we have another Imperium card, but this card is a little bit different, is that it is a promo card that you can only get if you go to the hobby shop on launch day, and it is none other than Fabricate. Now, Fabricate showcases Belisarius Cawl. He is a high-ranking member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, a cult dedicated to technology. Most of the AdMech here have augmented their bodies with so much technology that they are now currently more machine than man. Cawl has created many legendary artifacts as well as improved the strength, speed, and durability of the Space Marines via the creation of the Primaris. And this card is really good because basically it allows you to search for any artifact. And seeing that the AdMech are all about searching for STCs, or basically information ducts that have technology from ages past, it just hits the everything you want to hit. Flavor wise, it's a cool card, it's a powerful card. So I greatly recommend you guys go to your local hobby shops and get this card before it's sold out, because chances are it'll probably be worth a pretty penny. Now with that being said, guys, that was the lore on these 4 previewed cards. I can't wait to see the rest of the previews for these 4 commander decks that should be coming out in August. So just a few more months to wait. And let me know your thoughts down below. Are you new to 40K? Are you new to Magic? And if so, I greatly recommend you play these decks because it'll introduce you to the world of Magic while giving you that flavor of grim darkness that we all know from Warhammer 40K. If you guys want more lore, more information on the universe of Warhammer 40K, check out the channel. We got tons of videos on Space Marines, Xenos, Chaos, and anything else you can think of. This has been the Sound Alchemist. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.